She broke the rule, but I was able to survive the remaining 26 minutes. There's no way I'm going to be insulted when I call my video channel Crippled CEO. I was 6 years old. I was in a hospital bed with surgery scheduled for the next morning. I had been at the Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children for a few days while they ran tests and prepared me for the rather serious orthopedic operation I'd be undergoing in just a few hours. My mom was there with me. The hospital was 4 hours away from my house, and she'd made the trip while my dad stayed back with my younger brother and the business. I was scared. It was about 9:30 p.m. and a nurse rolled in the television. My mom turned to me and said, "I have to run out. I'm going to be back in an hour. I'm going to put a movie in for you. I'll be back before it's over. Okay?" And I nodded tentatively. She then looked to the nurse and said, "I know the cutoff time for the TV is 10 o'clock, but would you mind?" And the nurse said, "No problem." And she got it. They slid the Little Mermaid VHS tape into the VCR. "I'll be right back," my mom said, and she patted my foot, stood up, and walked out of the room. And then I was alone, but I had the TV. At about 10:03, a different nurse walked in. "All right, time for bed. Let's turn off this TV." And I looked at her in terror, my eyes huge, and watched as she crossed the room and turned off the television. It was not only my distraction that was allowing me to hold it together as I watched the clock tick one moment at a time, counting down the seconds until 10:30 when my mom would return, but it was also the token of her existence, the tool she left with me to accompany me in her absence in this strange place, the surgery looming like the shadow of a monster. My world immediately collapsed and I lost it. Total meltdown. Sobbing uncontrollably, I blubberingly tried to explain how she'd be back at 10:30, how the other nurse said it was okay. I recalled witnessing another instance where this particular nurse had no patience for a spoiled, crying, entitled brat, and scared she'd confuse my authentic emotional breakdown with that, I cried even harder, my words lost in sobs and snot. "It's all right," she said. "We'll put it back on until your mom comes back." There are a dozen perfectly legitimate reasons that woman could have left the TV off. It was the policy of the hospital. It wasn't fair to the other children. If they let me do it, how could they say no to somebody else? It was what her boss told her to do, and so on and so forth. All companies have policies that exist for excellent reasons. We create rules and procedures for people to follow, for the good of everyone, employees, customers, the company. But you have to leave some room for a bit of humanity when it's necessary. Hiding behind a policy when you're doing the wrong thing is still the wrong thing. And if you're the boss, you need to not only grant these exceptions yourself, you need to give your people the autonomy to do so as well. My uncontrollable sobbing immediately switched to sniffles and trying to catch my breath as she turned the Little Mermaid back on. She broke the rule, but I was able to survive the remaining 29 minutes until my mom came back because of her. And I still appreciate it 36 years later. Because we need more people like that nurse. If you're in the position to be her, then be her. And if you're in the position to let other people be her, then please do that as well. It can make all the difference for somebody like a 6-year-old boy with cerebral palsy waiting to have surgery. So I don't even want to tell you what your mom puts on my TV, though there are sometimes mermaids involved and it gets weird. Also, she subscribes to my channel and likes all my videos, and I think you should too. Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me on the next one. Under the sea. Under the sea, I'm under the sea. I don't know the song. I know it's Under the Sea though.